show, we sit down and talk with Herman Melville.
Thank you for having me here today.
So, how have your adventure novels been going?
Actually, I've strayed away from those and started a new novel.
What? What is this new novel about?
A whale.
A whale?
Yes, it goes by Moby-Dick.
What is so special about the novel?
Think about the last novel you read. Now think to yourself, does the main character find the real truth? Does everything have one solid meaning?
Actually, yes it does.
Well, that novel was written in the Age of Reason.
The Age of Reason?
Excuse me, but let me explain myself. During the Age of Reason, everything could be explained or defined by logic and science. But here's the kick about Moby-Dick. Contrary to popular belief, the truth will never be found. The whale isn't even a whale, life and death coincide, and a coin has more than two sides. I stole those ideas from the anti-transcendentalists, Gothics, and a tad of Romanticism, and even a touch of Melvillism.
Stole? That seems very suspicious.
I've compiled a couple videos to explain my thought process in this novel. Moby-Dick. Roll the film.
Previously, as the Pequod set sail, Ahab nailed a doubloon to the masthead as a prize for the first man to set his eyes on the white whale. This scene shows the multiple meanings in the doubloon. In the eyes of the characters, the coins have very different meanings. Although in the eyes of Ahab, the coin represents himself, it represents very different things for others. Some, like Flask, take a literal perspective, while others, like Stubb and Pitt, have more of a symbolic perspective. This shows, yet again, the truth is ambiguous.
There's something ever egotistical in mountaintops and towers, and all other grand and lofty things. Look here, 3 peaks as proud as Lucifer. The firm tower, that is Ahab. The volcano, that is Ahab. The courageous and undaunted and victorious fowl, that too is Ahab. All are Ahab, and this round gold is but the image of a rounder globe, which, like a magician's glass, to each and every man in turn, but mirrors back his own mysterious self.
A dark valley between 3 mighty, heaven-abiding peaks, that almost seem the Trinity, in some faint earthly symbol. So in this vale of death, God girds us round, and over all our gloom, the Sun of Righteousness still shines a beacon and a hope. If we bend down our eyes, the dark veil shows her moldy soil. But if we lift them, the bright sun meets our glance halfway, to cheer. Yet, oh, the great sun is no fixture, and if at midnight we would fain snatch some sweet solace from him, we gaze for him in vain. This coin speaks wisely, mildly, truly, but still sadly to me. I will quit it, lest truth shake me falsely.
I have seen doubloons before now in my voyages. What then should there be in this doubloon of the equator that is so killingly wonderful? I see zodiac symbols. To begin, there's Aries, or the ram. Lecherous dog, he begets us. Then Taurus, or the bull, he bumps us the first thing. Then Gemini, or the twins, that is. Virtue and vice, we try to reach vice, when lo, comes Cancer the crab, and drags us on back. And here, going from virtue, Leo, a roaring lion, lies in our path. He gives a few fierce bites, and surely dabs us with his paw. We escape, and hail Virgo, the virgin. That's our first love. We marry and think to be happy for aye, when pop comes Libra, or the scales. Happiness weighed and found wanting. And while we are very sad about that, Lord, how we suddenly jump, as Scorpio, the scorpion, stings us in the rear. We are curing the wound, when whang comes the arrows all around. Sagittarius, or the archer, is amusing himself. As we pluck out the shafts, stand aside. Here's the battering ram. Capricornus, or the goat, full tilt, he comes rushing, and headlong we are tossed, when Aquarius, or the water-bearer, pours out his whole deluge and drowns us. And to wind up, Pisces, or the fishes, we sleep.
I see nothing here but a round thing made of gold. And whoever raises a certain whale, this round thing belongs to him. So, what's all this staring bet about? It is worth $16, that's true, and at 2 cents the cigar, that's 960 cigars. I won't smoke dirty pipes like Stub, but I like cigars. And here's 960 of them.
Dodge again, here comes Queequeg, all tattooing. Looks like the signs of the Zodiac himself. What says the cannibal? As I live, he's comparing notes. Looking at his thigh bone, thinks the sun is in the thigh, or in the calf, or in the bowels, I suppose, as the old women talk surgeon's astronomy in the back country. And by Jove, he's found something there in the vicinity of his thigh. I guess it's Sagittarius, or the Archer. No, he don't know what to make of the doubloon. He takes it for an old button off some king's trousers.
Here comes that ghost devil, Fedallah, tail coiled out of sight as usual, oakum in the toes of his pumps as usual. What does he say, with that look of his? Ah, only makes a sign to the sign and bows himself. There is a sun on the coin. Fire worshipper, depend on it.
I look, you look, he looks. We look, ye look, they look. And I, you and he and we, ye and they are all bats. And I'm a crow, especially when I stand atop of this pine tree here. That's that pine tree here. Caw, caw, caw! Ain't I a crow? And where's the scarecrow? There he stands, 2 bones stuck into a pair of old trousers, and 2 more poked into the sleeves of an old jacket. Here's the ship's navel, this doubloon here, and they are all on fire to unscrew it. But unscrew your navel, and what's the consequence? Then again, if it stays here, that is ugly too. For when aught's nailed to the mast, it's a sign that things grow desperate. Old Ahab, the white whale, he'll nail ye. This is a pine tree. My father in old Tolan County cut down a pine tree once, and found a silver ring grown over in it, some old darky's wedding ring. How did it get there? And so they'll say in the resurrection, when they come to fish up this old mast, and find a doubloon lodged in it, with bedded oysters for the shaggy bark. Oh, the gold, the precious, precious gold.
Melville uses the whale Moby-Dick as an example of multiplicity. In the novel by Herman Melville, Moby-Dick is many things. At first he is said to be beautiful and great. He is described as, quote, a gentle joyfulness, a mighty mildness of repose and swiftness. His lovely leering eyes sideways intent upon the maid, with smooth bewitching fleetness, that great majesty supreme did surpass the glorified white whale as he so divinely swam, end quote. In contrast, later in the novel, he is portrayed as vicious, bloodthirsty animal. During the 3rd day of the chase, Moby-Dick rushes, quote, among the boats with open jaws and a lashing tail, offering appalling battle on every side, end quote. Throughout this scene, both sides of the great Moby-Dick will be shown, his beautiful swiftness and appalling terror.
Melville uses the coffin as a symbol for multiplicity. At first, the coffin represents the more traditional symbol of death. Melville displays this when he writes about Queequeg's illness. Quote, the tattooed savage was crawling about amid the dampness and slime, like a green-spotted lizard at the bottom of a well, end quote. Queequeg is so sick that he believes he is going to die. In response to this, Queequeg asked the carpenter to make a coffin for him. When the carpenter was all done, quote, Queequeg commanded that the thing should be instantly brought to him, end quote. However, Queequeg later realizes that he is not ready to die, and he instantly becomes healthy again. In contrast to this, Melville later displays the coffin as a symbol of life when it saves Ishmael from drowning. After the Pequod is destroyed by the last encounter with Moby-Dick, Ishmael is the only mate that survives. While floating out in the ocean, the coffin comes to his rescue, which Melville displays when he says, quote, The coffin life buoy shot lengthwise from the sea, fell over, and floated by my side." End quote. Ironically, the coffin saves Ishmael from the death that the coffin traditionally represents. This causes an ambiguous view of the coffin. Originally, it was supposed to be a final resting place for Queequeg, causing it to represent death. However, in the end, it became a symbol for the exact opposite, life itself. Oh no! Oh no!
A man! Well, that was interesting.
I know, right? Best book ever.
Maybe you should stick to adventure narratives.
Never. This book is for the most intelligent of people. Your mind can't even grasp the awesomeness of my ingenious novel. Just like you can't even begin to grasp the ambiguous truth.
Well, maybe we'll just have to have you back on the show so you can tell us more about the ambiguous truth. But that's all we have time for today. Tune in next time when we sit down with Nathaniel Hawthorne to talk about his new epic novel, The Scarlet Letter.
Dear Moby-Dick, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole crew in search for understanding is what we did wrong. But we think that you're crazy to ignore us, never telling us who you really are. We see you as a prize that we all need. We never thought we'd stop until we understood what you truly mean. But what we found out is that the truth is ambiguous.
And vague.
And unknown.
And unreachable.
And dangerous.
Does that answer the world's question? Sincerely yours, the Pequod.
Hey, 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 hey!
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. Love's strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. So change may pull us apart. When the lights get to your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me.
Tell us when. I like drinking Moby-Dick's blood.
Previously, as the Pequod.
Is it recording right now? Yeah. Well, I don't want it to.
We sit down and
Chase, your biceps are too big for the film. I had to zoom it out. Okay, just keep going.
What?
So loud.
What?
Sick. Stop.
Keep going.
Previously, as the
Wait, I don't think I'm filming yet.
There's a Pequod.
How do I know if it's filming?
It says recording.
Oh, never mind then.
I don't want to get my shoes dirty. You want me to get my shoes dirty?
You needed the triumphant fist pump. What is this nonsense? Should I'm still recording, so this is awkward. Should I do it now? Yeah, do it now.
Go up to the top.
Okay. Your armpit itches a little bit. It's your armpit. It's your armpit, it itches. That's what happened in the book, doesn't it?
It's about Queequeg.
From the anti-transcend... Oh my gosh, I knew I was going to mess that up.
Someone's like...
Quad City!